That was just outrageous.
So hard when it's weighted like that and you're competing and you're making mistakes, and then on the other end, your opponent is playing flawlessly.
Got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court right now for the Spurs. Gervin out there with Duncan. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Ginobili. And it's Parker in at the point guard.
Kevin, these are easy points. Remember, free throws.
Duncan's to Gervin. Spurs working the ball around now. It's good from long range. Parker's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, Parker does not take many threes. When he does, you just have a feeling it's going in.
And it's Barnes shutting it down.
Well, he's like a fumbling banker right now, dropping dimes with ease. I like how well he led his teammate on that possession.
It's Gervin on the wing. Shoots from the baseline. Unable to get that one. And Baltimore going the other way now. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Greg Popovich and I did speak a few minutes ago. It's the first matchup of the season against this team, and he knows that they have great shot blocking. But he did say we've got to remain aggressive and continue to attack. Put the bigs in high pick-and-roll situations and shoot the jumper with confidence. I feel that's the key, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. Well, the challenge of facing this tough defensive squad is right at the front of their minds.
As it should be, because if they're not prepared for every look and matchup that D is going to throw at them, it'll be a long day.
I think he has them prepared, and now it's just a question of whether they can match the energy and intensity that this team always brings onto the floor.
Baltimore shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. First one falls for him. Both shots good from the stripe. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Ginobili against Barnes. And stolen by Barnes. Mitchell wide open. Gets an open look and hits. Mitchell's got 6.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And San Antonio calls the first time out of the game.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to shoot their way out of the slump, and that didn't work. They got to go back and regroup.
Well, no matter how hard it's been, you want to stay positive, stay focused, and maybe a couple shots will get you right back in it.
Away and stolen by Granger. Parker against Mitchell. Granger outside. Right side Robinson. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
The defense was solid there, smothering him close inside, and that's how you want to guard him.
Nice shot there by Bamba.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing, the passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
Now here's Gervin. Kicks it out to Ginobili. Just 5 on the clock. To halt the run, score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
You can see it coming. Clock winding down. Ginobili with no choice but to fire, and he drills it.
Mitchell with it. He's picked up by Parker. Mitchell against Parker. And here is Mitchell. He's got 6. Granger outside. And a little hook that time, but it drops.
That's their 3rd straight make off of the 6.
Tipped away. Here's Mitchell, and it's Mitchell with the jam.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Just incredible flow offensively. Everyone's doing their part. Let's see if they can sustain this early momentum.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Parker looking over the floor. Pass to Ginobili. Parker outside. Over Mitchell. Parker's shot is off.
And defensively, moving his feet there, staying right on top of the shooter.
Some defenses are okay with giving up the mid-range shot. In this case, they contested.
Now here's Ginobili. And Parker with the basket on the assist by Ginobili. That's 7 points for Tony Parker.
And Parker just super efficient at shooting from inside the paint with shots like that one. Nice pass here to set that basket up.
And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Trailing by 13. Pushing it up. Here's Granger. Finished off the break. Granger's got 6.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Yeah, you can credit the play calling. Nothing really fancy, just imposing their will on the inside.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
On defense, Baltimore. The lead is 15. On the wing, Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Well, they've been the better shooting team throughout the first half because of their patience and because of their shot selection.
Now here's Gervin. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Passes it to Robinson. The 15-footer, good.
And at his height, you have to like what he gives you as a shooter.
Well, when he squares up from the medium range, there's little things you could do to stop him.
Here's Robinson. David Robinson with the rebound.
Were those guys back on defense? I didn't see him. Somehow someone missed an assignment. Luckily, he bricked the mid-range.
Baseline try. That one a little long.
And listen, you can't design a play any better to get a look that good. Just couldn't knock it down.
The best players know that is going to happen. And you just can't let it get into your head. That's a shot that you want to take.
Spurs trail by 15. Parker passes to Duncan. And Ginobili wide open. He shoots. That's good. And so Duncan with the assist. Ginobili's got his second basket of the night.
Okay, Lefty. I see it. Vintage Ginobili there.
Mitchell kicks to Robinson. Again, the miss by Baltimore. Robinson's gone 2 for 5, shooting 40% from the field here. Here's Gervin. Misses from close range.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Pass to Duncan. Uncovered. Buries the jump shot. Gervin's got his first basket.
So blessed with excellent court vision, especially for a wing player. Ginobili repeatedly finds the open man.
Strong start here early. 4 of his first 5 made.
Kicks to Parker. Back to Ginobili. From past the arc. Fills it from outside. Ginobili's got it back down to single digits for the Spurs. Out to the right wing. Robinson for 3. That's good for his third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball. Now
the pass to Ginobili. Lets it go from deep, and he's good on the three ball. Ginobili's got 11 points.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
Robinson misses.
Defense has to feel fortunate. Somehow he missed that opportunity, and still, there's no reason for them to give up that kind of open shot.
Baltimore leading by 9. Here's Bamba. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Baltimore moving that ball around. Granger misses. And the Spurs with possession. They're on a 13-5 run. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. Spurs trail by 9. Back to Duncan. Ginobili outside. Back to Duncan. Stolen by Robinson. Here's Granger. And good as it just snugs right down through the net.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, when your opponent's down and frustrated, this is when you can turn it up.
Now here's Ginobili. 11 points in the game. Granger against Gervin. Here's Parker. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target. He's got 9.
No, right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Mitchell passes to Bamba. Granger kicks to Robinson. And here's Barnes for 3. They get it again.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
And so it's Parker with it. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. 11-point game. Pass to Ginobili. Back to Parker. The 19-foot shot makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
And that one's good, Barnes.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
To the paint. Robinson misses.
You got to make that. The defense was far from terrible, but man, that's an easy shot.
Here's Mitchell. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Mitchell's got 11.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
And you could try to key in on him, but that's tough. They run plays that routinely give him makeable looks.
Now here's Ginobili. He's got 11. It's Parker outside. Baltimore with the rebound. Bomber's got his 5th rebound in this one. Barnes finds Robinson. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Knocked away and stolen by Barnes. And it's Baltimore on the break. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And the bonus you get with Robinson, he plays the 3, 4, or 5. That versatility on both ends of the floor, a huge asset.
Baltimore making a switch here. Porzingis is checked in. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Elliott's checked in. Now here's Gervin to end the run. Finds the hole for the second time from the 4. Now 2 for 5.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
On the slam dunk by Granger.
Straight power, homie. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely a resounding dunk. Knocked loose. Now here is Robinson. 11 points in the game. Barnes passes to Mitchell. Back to Barnes. And Baltimore hits again from deep.
The defense looking at him like a Rubik's Cube. They cannot figure him out. He continues to light him up from the field. More importantly, they're winning.
Now here's Parker. He's got 11. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Parker against Mitchell. The dish to Barnes. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And no defender is going to have a shot against that kind of play. He's just too tall to stop that close to the rim.
And so it's Baltimore. A 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We've got more in store for you right after this. If you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And what do you guys think here about Baltimore in this one?
A total team effort. Each guy looking to make the extra pass.
Well, as the coach of the team, you just can't ask for anything more. Obviously, this is propelling them to their advantage in the game.
Baltimore leading by 22. On the floor for San Antonio. Duncan out there with Robinson. Then it's Elliott. Then there's Jackson. And it's Gervin in at the 3 spot. Now here's Jackson. Here's Elliott. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Elliott's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Spurs. Mitchell kicks to Robinson. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
It's Gervin on the wing. And it's San Antonio with another.
Silky smooth. I tell you, Gervin can make it look as easy as a free throw, but defensively, boy, is he difficult to stop.
Now, here is Robinson. And it's Mitchell missing. Mitchell against Jackson. Here's Gervin over Granger, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. The Spurs shooting their first free throws here for the night. Free throw good, Gervin for Baltimore. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Robinson. Battier comes in for Danny Granger. And Hersey Hawkins subbed in for Mitchell. Butler kicks to Batum. Baltimore moving that ball around. Hawkins passes to Porzingis. Here is Hawkins, guarded by Robinson. Back to Porzingis, passes it to Batum. Clock at 6. Butler on the way. From downtown, a three-pointer is right on target. Butler's got his first 3 points of the game.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
And that's a slam dunk from the big fundamental. You don't want to get in the way when he's throwing it down.
Butler from outside. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Butler's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for Baltimore. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Down low, here's Duncan. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, in that area of the floor, that's where Tim Duncan really shines. He knows how to take care of business from there.
Intercepted. Here's Elliott. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one. And it's Butler missing.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Again, the miss by Baltimore.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Gervin passes to Elliott. Drops in the tray. Elliott's got 8.
You know, he didn't score the ball much in the first quarter, but he has been really, really solid during the second quarter. I expect a big game from him now.
Here is Elliott. He's got 8. Irvin. Outside Robinson. Pass to Jackson. Elliott against Butler. There's Jackson with the 3. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
San Antonio calls timeout. Spurs trail by 14. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And Gervin kicks to Duncan. Shoots over Batum. Another one falls for San Antonio.
Well, it's something he's doing more and more in the latter stages of his career, but Tim Duncan very capable from the mid-range.
Butler, no good. And here's Duncan. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. Elliott passes to Gervin. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Porzingis.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a 3-point opportunity.
The Spurs have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Danny Granger is checked in for Baltimore, and he makes both free throws. Certain guys can play within themselves and still dominate. You played along one of the best that you saw up close in Tim Duncan.
Well, one of the things I think about with Tim is how many numbers he left on the board, Kevin. The way that Coach Popovich played him, minimal minutes, touches when needed most, where Tim usually came through, but how much more dominant he truly could have been.
And he didn't care about numbers, did he?
Not at all. He cared about one number, and that's putting W's on the board. But how many more things Tim Duncan would have led categorically in the history of the NBA at the power forward position, but overall, the numbers would have been staggering.
And where's the fight defensively? I mean, you know you need stops to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, down by double digits, failing to shut down the lane. It has been a rough night.
It's good, and the Baltimore lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Jackson.
All keyed right there from the lead pass, right on the money.
Now here's Butler. 8 points for him. The shot, no good. Some solid defense from Robinson.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
It's deflected. From deep. Tim Duncan with the rebound. Duncan's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Yeah, even though he's been off, the team's still winning, so the hope is that he's going to get going. Beautiful execution from him, building off a great first quarter, looking unstoppable here.
Timeout is called. First of the game for Baltimore. Getting ready for Baltimore. Bombers checked in for Porzingis. Robinson comes in for Shane Batty. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Caron Butler. And it's Mitchell in for Hawkins. Robinson misses. Spurs trail by 6. Now the pass to Elliott. To the middle. And it's Robinson that time on the assist from Sean Elliott. 6 points for Robinson.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior. He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
Got that one up quick. Now just a 2-point Baltimore lead.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Tipped away. It's stolen by Duncan. Here's Elliott. Nice ball movement by San Antonio.
And the giant wingspan of Bamba strikes again. Just fantastic at spiking shots in a variety of ways.
Mitchell's shot is good.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Got a piece of it. Nabbing another steal.
And you got to be careful around him.
You know, Greg, he's been coming up with some incredible steals so far. Gervin passes to Robinson. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Jackson against Mitchell. He dishes it to Bamba. In the corner, it's Robinson. Gervin against Granger. It's good, and the Baltimore lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Gervin.
Well, the game's 4 quarters, and after a tough first half, he's found his rhythm in the second.
Here's Mitchell. Offensive rebound. They got the opportunity to get the lead back.
And they've been waiting for this chance all game long.
That's a foul called on the Prophet. That is his first foul of the game. San Antonio making a switch here. Green's checked in. Here's Jackson. 5 points in the game. Robinson left side. Shot clock at 6. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Nobody near Granger. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
And just keeping his teammates involved. This is the kind of leadership you like to see.
Well, you could trademark this brand of basketball, running through the progressions and working around for decent looks.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
It's been pretty interesting to watch Tim through his career have some struggles from the free throw line and then regain his consistency.
Baltimore with the ball. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Green against Barnes. Mitchell outside. Tony Parker is checked in for Jackson. Granger kicks to Barnes. Back to Granger. 6 to shoot. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Well, the word you hear most about Granger is efficient. Good from mid-range, draws a lot of fouls, can score even when the D has all of his attention.
Such a big bonus to have a big guy that can step up to the free throw line and knock down shots. So many guys struggle from there.
Parker with it. Now defended by Mitchell. Pass to Elliott. Green deciding where to go with it. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And for a guy who once had few, if any, dribble drive skills coming into the league, you have to like Green's aggressiveness.
Granger misses.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
The Spurs shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And that one falls, and that puts them up by 1 point. Baltimore with the ball. Deep. A rebound by the Spurs. Duncan's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Green finds Parker. Misses the 3. Baltimore on offense. Mitchell passes to Robinson. Kicks it out to Mitchell. For 3. The rebound by the Spurs.
His shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
And again, another assist.
Another possession, another assist.
You know, Greg, he's sharing the ball well, hitting his guys in their spots. Parker outside. Green against Barnes. Feeds it to Robinson. And finished off by Robinson.
I love the show of force there from Robinson. When he's deep inside, it is clear for takeoff.
Here's Mitchell. And then Mitchell with the dunk. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes. 6 already.
Poked away. And another steal for him. His anticipation has been off the charts.
Swiping the ball away with just such ease.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Pretty much poor defensive effort there. You have to get a hand in his face when he's spotting up from distance.
Parker. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And what strength there by Parker. Being able to take the hit and still drain the shot in the process. He is just a remarkable athlete with tremendous finishing ability.
1:04 left to play here in the second quarter. Mitchell against Parker. Mitchell dishes to Granger. Back to Mitchell. Baltimore moving that ball around. 6 on the shot clock. Pulls it up. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Nabbing another steal.
With every steal, he continues to march towards the record books.
Well, Greg, looking at his season totals, he's got a good view of third most steals in a single year. What a defensive season for him.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Robinson's got his 3rd assist on the night.
It's pretty simple. I figured it out. He can't miss. Adding to the lead with ease and capitalizing on every opportunity. He can't miss.
Here's Mitchell, and Baltimore again with the bucket.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks. And that's just showing off right there, guys. I mean, he is too good with that crossover.
We've got more in store for you right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Well, for Baltimore, Kenny, what's your take?
I love the motion on offense. Guys are moving, the ball is moving. It's a very nice approach to the game. And one the defense absolutely could not keep up with.
Shaq, let's get your thoughts on San Antonio.
Well, I didn't even know who some of these guys were, but their bench came up with some big shots. Gave the team a lift offensively. It's always possible guys will see more minutes in the second half, but at the same time, you're a starter for a reason. We shall see, Ernie.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You look at the prophet in this game, he's been everywhere.
I tell you what, he put together an entire highlight reel in that first half alone. Just a collection of spectacular dunks.
I can't believe how many times he was able to get into the lane and then use his athleticism to give us a show.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. They've got Mitchell. Robinson is out there with Bamba. Then there's Danny Granger. And it's Barnes in at the 2 spot.
And there you see why Robinson is the anchor of this defense. Massive wingspan, easily allowing him to turn away shots.
And for the Spurs, we've got Durbin. Parker out there with Ginobili. Then it's Robinson. And it's Duncan in at the 4 spot.
An aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
Here's Gervin. Over Granger. Granger with the rebound. Baltimore leading by 4. Outside Robinson. It's rebounded by David Robinson. Robinson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Knocked loose. Barnes kicks to Mitchell. Here's Robinson. Passes it to Bamba. Inside. That's good for Mitchell on the assist from Bamba. And that's now 30 points for the Prophet.
And this is what you want to see more of from Bamba, making an effort to share the rock.
Pass to Robinson. And here's the fast break, and Bamba leading the way. Robinson, that's good.
And that's what you want in transition, a high percentage opportunity.
The story is true, and here the defense does a very poor job of matching up.
Stolen by Mitchell. And Baltimore again with the bucket.
He's got a baton in the right hand as he's orchestrating what's going on. A maestro, if you will.
Ginobili looking around to the left side lane. And it's out of bounds. Pass touched by Mitchell. And here's a look at what's coming up for Baltimore. On Monday, they'll tip off a road trip in Charlotte where they'll take on the Hornets. And then on Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Memphis Grizzlies.
And looking at this stretch for them, I think they should have no problem dispatching most of their opponents if they can avoid that pitfall of playing down to the level of the competition. But that's easier said than done.
Ranger against Gervin. He kicks to Robinson. It's tipped. And it's Baltimore on the break. Ranger leading the charge. And the dunk by Barnes.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
Yeah, they're just absolutely getting anything and everything that they want out there. They have not let up.
So it's Parker with it. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. Trailing by 13. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. The Prophet really making a difference here.
Not sure what the defense is thinking, or if they are. They continue to let him shoot. That is bad defense.
Music play too long. Crap.